Well, folks, good evening and welcome to the Financial Power Institute. I'm Coach Greb, and tonight I have a pleasure to share with you a very, very important topic. The topic we're going to talk about concerns you, concerns me, and concerns our children and our whole society. The topic we're going to talk about, if you pay attention and take good note, will change your life. As you all know, probably, for those who are now discovering me, I am a financial coach, I am a writer, I am an entrepreneur, and I'm a realtor. I counsel couples because to me, the most important thing, the most important part of a society is that if we can have peace at home, we have a peaceful society. If there is joy at home, then not only God will be happy, but we will be happy. Why? Because marriage is the most important institution that God ever started. To Him, marriage is so important that He puts two people together to work hand in hand to continue what God had entrusted them to do, which is to cultivate God's garden. You see, God Himself said it's not good for man to be alone by himself. So He decided to make a woman for a man. So it means that living together in unity is one of the pleasurable things in the eye of God. So look at this way, marriage is precious and must be saved. But what's happening today? Living in our society, marriage is the first institution that's attacked. From left and right, marriage is attacked. Today I want to focus on one of the aspect of this attack. The financial burden on marriage. Marriage is burdened by the society that I call the society of stuff. And today we are starting the first series of teaching that I call Comedies of Our Life. The crazy things we do with money. I call that comedies of our life. The crazy things we do with money. This class will be continuing for many, many weeks because I want to empower the couple to look not the other way, but to look back at each other and to face the same direction, the direction that they were called to follow, which is to tend to God's garden. God's garden is a family. But when we look at our society today, we see that the family is upside down. Children are on top. The dog, baby, is on top. The mother is on top, probably. She's lucky. And then dad, maybe, if he's lucky. Point is, that is not the way God has designed His earth, or His word. He is designed in a different way, and we have decided to do it differently. So today we need to talk about this, and we need to find what is really causing that imbalance that is causing so much trouble. Look at the society we live in today. Look at our children. Who's educating our children today? Television, the gadgets. Look in our homes. What's happening today? We work hard to buy houses, but we only visit at nightfall. Because what we do, we are gone during the day. We are gone. Where? chasing subsistence, chasing money, chasing livelihood that we can't even afford. We go to work, devote all our time working so that we can pay for a mortgage, for a car, for everything, but we ourselves don't get a chance to live. The wife and the husband, the couple, they have become roommates. Let me specify that. Yes, nightly roommate, because they meet in the bedroom to sleep. Besides that, many of them don't even have a chance to share a meal together. And we know what that does to the children. Statistics show that families where we share a meal, children tend to be more stable and be more academically prosperous, because sharing a meal gives the child the opportunity to stay with his parent and share that love of the family. When was the last time you sat down with the family to share a meal? Seriously. If it's not just one person gets meal and eat and go, the next person comes and eat. There is a problem in our society. There is a problem we cannot ignore. And all that boils down to what I call the society of stuff, or stuff society. What is a stuff society? It is a society where we're surrounded by so much stuff, so worthless stuff, that we have taken out the core, the value, the most important, which is the relationship that we're supposed to have between spouses, between children and parents, between parent-children, between relatives. We are more inclined to pursuing that which nourishes what? Our ego. To do what? To show off. The ego to show off. And that's what we're going to talk about in this series. For those people who don't know, we held, as I say, seminars, retreat for families, so that they can sit down, come together, learn together, plan together, and thrive together back to where they're supposed to be. Because it's not right to disunite what God has united, to dislocate what God ever dearly elevated. It's not right and should not happen. We don't have that luxury. We cannot afford it. And folks, I tell you, it is your responsibility. It is my responsibility. But my burden as an inspired coach to empower people like you, it's my burden to bring this knowledge to you. I spent years, to be specific, 14 good years of my life doing research, learning, reading the Bible, reading scriptures, reading secular literature to get to where I am today, not for my own sake, but for your sake. Will you follow me in this? Will you join me for your own sake? Because I tell you, if you don't take charge and you continue in a pathway of triviality, you end up in a coffin, unfortunately. And that's what happens today. It's a matter of life and death. I repeat that. It's a matter of life and death. The stuff society we live in, and we don't understand, it is a matter of life and death. So, I'm going to give you a chance. Go take a pen, take a pencil, and a piece of paper, and call your spouse, and you just need to sit down so I can talk to you. But again, I said, we have a resort outing. We have a retreat. We go out of this city, and we go somewhere to sit down, to get you together, you and your husband, you and your wife, or you and the couple, and we teach you about these things with expert, and we follow you throughout the years so that you reestablish yourself where you're supposed to be. Folks, I want to show you that let's take a little break before we start. Let's see what we can do for you. We're going to show you a short video about what we do for couple. We'll be right back. Folks, welcome back. I believe there's another video we're going to show you during the course of this teaching here. That's basically the video from our institute, the Financial Power Institute. This is a place where we bring you the education for powerful living. We want to teach you how to get out of poverty and live your life fully. Today I'm going to just go to talk about what we do. The crazy thing we do is I call that I call this teaching here the activities of our life, the crazy things we do with money. And today I'm going to call you. The first point is take off the mask. Take off the mask, folks. Take off the mask. We all wearing masks. We want to be people we're not. We want to pretend to show other people what we want them to see. So we are all wearing masks. And wearing masks, we are living a life that we're not supposed to live. We are pretending. We want people to see something else that we really are. We are in a show society. And guess what? There is a price to pay. There is a price to pay. So, folks, take off the mask and break away from what I call the middle class poverty. Break away from middle class poverty. Now, here's why I call you poor when you are in the middle class. In the middle class, what do? You have three roles, three basic roles. In the middle class, you have three basic roles. You produce, you consume, and you pay taxes. I repeat that. You produce, you consume, and you pay taxes. Now, in this case, when I say produce, means you produce wealth for somebody else. Yesterday, I talked about being a producer and a consumer. But in this case here, you are a producer of wealth and at the same time, consumer and a taxpayer. Now, in this case here, who's winning really? First of all, the government, to stimulate the economy, promotes consumption. Because consumption is good for the economy. Because when there's consumption, there is production. And if there is production and consumption, and there are production and consumption, what's going to happen? Citizens will pay taxes. And if the citizen pays taxes, government can run. Otherwise, the government will be bankrupt. And the country will shut down. We've seen that several times when we say because of budget issues, the government must shut down. The point is, in this plan here, who is losing? The government is winning because when the government is pushing consumption and the citizens consume, citizens do pay taxes. On the other side, the citizens also, the capital owner also produce, and that stimulates the economy. But what happens here? The wealthy, the capital owner also are very lucky and happy because the more consumption there is, the more profit they make. So that increases their wealth. But what happens for the consumer? When consumers are pushed to consume far beyond their own income, what happens? They have to find a different way to consume. It means that they will have to contract debt, meaning they have to borrow money. And guess who has the money? The capital owner. So basically, they go and line up and sign up for a debt pledge. And when they sign up for the debt pledge or slavery or bondage, guess what? They end up in negative wealth because they owe more than they own. They owe more than they own. So what happens? When you get a mortgage, what happens really? You get a mortgage. More in French means more means a debt. Gauge means a debt. So when you get a mortgage, in reality, you are getting a debt pledge. So willingly, you're going to say, I want to put the shackle over my head. You see, the good thing about that, as we're going to talk about debt in this coming series, we see that debt is the sweetest commodity. Everyone wants money. So everybody say, you know what? I know it's going to be painful, but give it to me anyway. Sweet sour, right? You eat it, and later on, it's sour. The verse, right? But the point is, this is the reason why so many people in the middle are poor. That's why you should never be in the middle. Middle class means poverty. Now, you can ask me, well, come on. How you mean middle class is poverty? Yes, middle class is poverty. Why? Middle class pays and creates wealth for the top percent, the capital owners, and they pay money or they consume, and at the same time, they pay taxes so the government can support those at the bottom. Being in the middle is the worst. Going lower is not even good either. So all you can do is to go up. And I tell you, there is room upstairs. There's still room upstairs. But because you are in a shackle, you can't move up. So upward mobility becomes a challenge for you because you have opened up yourself to a form that I call slavery. A form of slavery. You see? A form of slavery. There are two types of slavery in this case. You are going to be enslaved by two things that work in hand in hand to keep you in the same position. And you can complain all you want. You can complain to the 1%. You can complain to the 5%. But they didn't force you. It's all your ignorance that led you to this. Your ignorance. You think that it's okay. You want to live in the fast lane. You want to live in the supernatural, doing things that you don't have. You want to eat what you have not paid for yet. You want to live in the microwave society. This is a microwave society. Want to have what you want right now. But this can change. This must change or you will be put in a coffin. I'll tell you that. So, folks, we have to understand that it is dangerous to live the way we're living. Here are some statistics about the state of our economy. What is the state of our economy, of our finances? As I told you, you pay taxes, you pay credit card, and what is left? What is left? Nothing. Nothing. I see a lot of people who are frustrated. A lot of people who take their frustration on the poor families. It's your responsibility. You made the choices. And today, I want you to wise up and change that. Because nobody will do it for you. The government will not do it. The 1% you complain about will not do it. Only you can do it. Here are some concerning statistics about the state of our economy. And there's going to be a lot of statistics. So I want you to sit down. If you want to write them down, write them down. But you don't have to, because all this is in the book here. The two books I already have out. I have 4 more books coming out that talk about all these issues. So if you don't have a chance to write them down, that's okay. They are in the volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, volume 5, and 6. I have all this thing I'm talking about. It's a lot of knowledge, a lot of research. I spent 14 years of my life doing research. You are stressed out. I can see that, right? You are stressed out. And you're not alone. 72% of the U.S. population is under constant stress due to financial distress, due to financial burden. 72% don't have a nice sleep because they are in pain because of money. 72%. 72% of people are not sleeping at night. They are under constant pressure, and you know what stress is about. You know stress is the leading cause of 6 of the most killing, the deadliest diseases in our society. I repeat that. Stress is the cause of the deadliest diseases of our time. Cancer, high blood pressure, heart diseases, all kind of stuff, diabetes, all these diseases, they are at the origin of it. Because when you're under stress, you have anxiety, you have depression, you have complication with your health, you have eating disorder, you don't have the ability, you can't sleep. If your brain cannot rest, it will not function properly. That can even cause injuries on the job, accidents, constant state of anger. And when you are in anger and we are in a constant state of anxiety and fear, your mind cannot process, your mind cannot work properly. You're a victim of what? All types of troubles, from accident, physical accident, from mental injury, to everything that is not going to help you make headways. Poor families suffer because of constant stress. They suffer. They can't think clearly. They can't create wealth because they're under constant process. They're under constant stress. Families that suffer and don't have a chance to build wealth, they are under constant pressure. So, 70% of the population is under constant stress. 74% of people don't like the job. They're not satisfied with the job they have. 74% mean they're going to work, but they don't like the job they're doing. Just like living with a wife or a husband you don't like, but you have to be with her or with him all these years. You know what that causes to you? That is the worst thing that can happen to you. Going to a job you hate. It's not helping your health. It's not helping you mentally. Now, why do people get jobs they don't like? You're going to see the answers. You're going to see the answer here. 70% of the people, 73% of people do not have a budget. What does it mean? Meaning that they make money, they don't know where it's going. 73% of them, they don't know where the money is going. So if you don't know where the money is going, but you have to pay somebody else because you owe somebody, and you don't know where the money is going to come from, that is a good reason to be under stress. Because people spend more than they earn. People spend more than they earn because they don't control their finances. A lot of people use most of their income to pay debt. A lifestyle choice. Debt, a lifestyle choice. In the end, 67% of them will divorce between the first 8 years and 40 years of marriage. 67% of the population will divorce at some point between the 8th year and 40 years. 67%, meaning that at least 2 people out of 3 will no longer be together within 40 years. That is concerning, isn't it? That is concerning. Why? Folks, there is so much to learn. But I don't want to make this too long, so we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back for the second part of this video. While I'm going, the next part is going to be packed with numbers. Very much so. So I want you to go and take a pen, paper, and call your spouse, grab something to drink. For the next few minutes, we're going to teach you some numbers. But all this, I'm laying out a foundation. I'm building a foundation, because later we're going to give you the tools to tackle all this. So you will not be left alone. You will be left alone. We will be with you all the way through, because our goal is for families to build wealth from scratch. Folks, it's been a pleasure for me to spend this few minutes with you, sharing the first part of our talk today. We will be right back, and I will continue with you in our second part. For now, just watch this short video, and we will be back in just the next few minutes. Thank you. Coach Greb live on Finan TV. I'm now teaching from our studio here at the Financial Power Institute. Thank you, fellas.